In the brightness of the wintry sun, next morning, as it streamed over the breakfast table, Herbert laughed at his fears. There was an air of prosaic wholesomeness about the room which it had lacked on the previous night, and the dirty, shriveled little paw was pitched on the sideboard with a carelessness which betokened no great belief in its virtues.
I suppose all old soldiers are the same. The idea of our listening to such nonsense. How could wishes be granted these days? And even if they could, how could £200 hurt your father?
I don't know, maybe it could hit his head.
More said that things happen so naturally, that if you so wished, it would attribute to coincidence.
Well, I'll be going now. Don't break into the money till I come back. I'm afraid to turn you into a mean and avaricious man. I have to disown you.
His mother laughed, and following him to the door, watched him down the road, and returning to the breakfast table, was very happy at the expense of her husband's credulity, all of which did not prevent her from scurrying to the door at the postman's knock, nor prevent her from referring somewhat shortly to retired sergeant majors of bibulous habits when she found that the post brought a tailor's bill.
Herbert will have some more of his funny remarks, I expect, when he comes home.
I dare say. But the thing moved in my hand. I'll swear to that.
You thought it did.
I say it did. There was no thought in that. I just had... What's the matter?
His wife made no reply. She was watching the mysterious movements of a man outside who, peering in an undecided fashion at the house, appeared to be trying to make up his mind to enter. In mental connection with the £200, she noticed that the stranger was well dressed and wore a silk hat of glossy newness. 3 times he paused at the gate and then walked on again. The 4th time he stood with his hand upon it and then with sudden resolution flung it open and walked up the path. Mrs. White at the same moment placed her hands behind her and hurriedly unfastening the strings of her apron put that useful article of apparel beneath the cushion of her chair. She brought the stranger, who seemed ill at ease, into the room. He gazed at her furtively and listened in a preoccupied fashion as the old lady apologized for the appearance of the room and her husband's coat, a garment which he usually reserved for the garden. She then waited as patiently as her sex would permit for him to broach his business, but he was at first strangely silent.
I was asked to call. I come from Mom Megan's.
What's the matter? Has anything happened to Herbert? Is he hurt? Is he hurt?
There, mother. Sit down. No need to jump to conclusions. I'm sure everything's alright. I'm sure, sir.
I'm sorry.
Is he hurt?
Badly hurt, but he's in no pain.
Oh, thank God for that.
She broke off suddenly as the sinister meaning of the assurance dawned upon her, and she saw the awful confirmation of her fears in the other's averted face. She caught her breath, and turning to her slower-witted husband, laid her trembling old hand upon his. There was a long silence.
He was caught in the machinery.
Caught in the machinery?
Yes.
He was the only one left for us. It was horrid.
On behalf of the company, I would like to convey their sincere sympathy towards you and your family in your great loss. I beg that you will understand that I am merely working for them. I was asked to say that Mom Megan disclaims all responsibility and admits to no liability at all, but in consideration of your son's efforts in the company, I present you with a certain sum of compensation.
How much?
£200.